Welcome back to Iron String, the channel centered around individuals and their stories. Today I was joined by the wonderful Pierce O'Brien, who attacked a steep hill incline 5 times whilst I observed. We discussed getting started with fitness, and how long it takes until you stop hating it. Then we discussed food, diet, sleep, recovery, and what motivates him on days where he does not want to work out. Please do enjoy. We did actually have an audio issue at the beginning of the interview, so we just get straight into questions. How do you motivate yourself to get up and work out on a day where you're not feeling good?
I think for me, the days where I don't feel good is the days that it counts the most. That really does build self-discipline and kind of character within you.
Yeah.
I think I try and treat every day as if it's the same, no difference between mood and stuff like that.
Can be difficult though, can't they?
Like some days it is tough to kind of, rainy days to go and try and go running. It really doesn't be worth it sometimes, but they're the days that it counts the most for me.
Like this morning, it wasn't looking too well, but we're still here. What?
Rainy, but we're still out here getting.
So I know you listen to the Brian Kidd podcast.
Big fan.
Lethal podcast. One of my favourite episodes was the Build Your Life Around What You Love episode, and in it he talks about the flow state. So that's obviously when you get into a state where time just flows by. Do you have anything in your life that induces a flow state?
I think a lot of me flow state would revolve around my college work. I'm really big into inspiring and motivation and kind of helping me to identify the needs of other people. So when I'm doing papers and doing essays and stuff like that on what I study, really does, I hate to be disrupted when you're really doing something that you're passionate about and that you love.
Yeah.
For other people it might be fitness, it might be business, economics, anything like that. You know what I mean? It varies people to people, but like the whole thing about incorporating everything around the lifestyle you love, like try and fit everything in, find flow within everything you do.
Yeah, big time. So how long have you been working now?
I'm working out, well, I've been playing hurling and football all my life since I was a kid. I think it was around 13, 14 when I started trying to hit the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing around having to be 16 to use the weights in the local gym, that was kind of a bit annoying. And then I've been really working out inconsistently ever since, like periods of going to the gym, not going. I've never really had I've always been generally healthy and athletic and stuff. But really, I think in the last year or so, I've really been kind of disciplined to kind of get me training in line.
Good stock, right? And how often do you work out?
Prior to COVID, I'd be probably going to the gym 3-4 days a week, trying to get 2 runs in, and then I'd have hurling and football training and probably a match on the weekend. So I am active and fit a lot of times during the week, but now that coronavirus has caused a lot of halt to all of that, I'd probably run maybe 3-4 times a week, and a lot of my recovery and stuff. Golf is closed, the golf courses are closed, hurling and football's cancelled and stuff like that, so you do have to adapt to the times that we're in now,
And what benefits does that give you now when you're working out, compared to when you're not?
It allows me to kind of just release away from stressful days, long days at work, long days sitting at the desk doing college work. It does help your mood a lot. I find I'm most productive after I get my exercise in. So for instance, like I wouldn't be one to jump out of bed and go straight onto training. Like I'll do my college work, I'll go to work, I'll work out, and I'll always prioritise my workout throughout the day at some stage.
It's definitely important. It kind of helps with the rest. It helps with the rest of the day, doesn't it?
And it does as well. Like people sleep on sorry,
You're
people
right.
sleep on the mental benefits as well. Like the whole thing of endorphins and dopamine and the neurotransmitters and stuff like that. Now that's a lot of sciencey stuff that people don't want to get involved in, but it does.
It
help.
definitely does, man.
Have a lot of mental benefits,
Donald Trump said that he didn't want to exert energy on working out or doing that because it would take away from his mental energy. I mean, what a larry.
Man,
but that's just Trump, isn't it? So so we touched about the benefits, the mental benefits. What about sleep and recovery? Is that important to you?
I think like a lot of my career I did kind of disregard how important recovery and sleep is. Stretching, like I got a massage going there during the last lockdown, having bats more often, really getting stretching and just making it a party, because it does affect it. You know what I mean? If I was to go for a nice long run tonight, I'm going to feel that in the morning. So do stretch and do prioritise recovery and sleep. I used to be a big believer on the I'll sleep when I'm dead type of
grind till you die type of buzz.
Gary V put a halt to that on me, and it really does. Like, sleep has a big impact on it.
And how many hours would you get in a night?
I got the Apple Watch as a present there for Christmas, so I've only kind of really started to learn about sleep. I'd average, like on a bad night, between 6.5. On a good night, I'd really get 8.
Nice.
I would try go to sleep.
I'm
early,
jealous.
Get up early,
That's a nice. Man, I'm struggling to get maybe 6 or 7 now, but So let me see here, right? So have you identified any types of foods that give you good bits of energy, or just, identify foods that take it away?
I've really gotten into cooking the last year or so. So I have been exploring different types of foods. My whole life I've been kind of, pasta is a good carbohydrate source and it helps.
Yeah,
sometimes
pasta.
I'll have pasta and you don't be feeling the May Wester. You don't feel like it's doing.
You can feel it in your stomach sometimes. Yeah.
Like I think it's really about finding what foods work for you in the time, like eating the right food before games.
Yeah.
Hurling matches. Sometimes I still struggle about that. It's really about nailing down a pre-match meal,
Yeah, and what food would you have then before a match then?
Sometimes like a lot of my matches be in the morning on Sunday morning, so like I wouldn't be a big eater in the morning, so it means getting up earlier, having that porridge, letting it digest, or something like porridge, oats, really small food.
Small things like bananas and that, yeah.
Small kind of carbohydrates.
So are you actively trying to better yourself? I think I know the answer to this question. Are you actively trying to better yourself during COVID, or are you trying to maintain?
Man, I'm a big believer in kind of self-actualization and trying to improve yourself, no matter in all aspects of life. Like I'm not.
Shout out to Maslow, what?
Yeah, Maslow's hierarchy.
Yep. Go on, sorry, I interrupted you.
I am always trying to improve my life in all different aspects. I'm not going to save the world or change the people in it, but I can do my own part, and
that's
whatever
it, bro.
if it helps one person in my life, that's me and the world.
I think that's the golden thing about even sharing the likes of yourself story. Like, I mean, nobody that's going to be watching it, not many people that even know of you, but it's the interest in other people's stories is what gets me in. So you're 21?
21, yeah.
Where do you see yourself at 31?
31, I'd like to be kind of accomplished in my career. I'd probably end up going back to college in a few years, do something different.
Okay.
Or kind of get a master's in something. As far as fitness and lifestyle, I can't see too much changing drastically. Like I'm happy where I'm at the moment. Obviously I'll try to grow and get better.
Yeah.
I'd like to try run a marathon,
cool.
Test my body in different ways, and that's always just trying to better yourself and be happy in life. That's the most thing, is being content.
Yeah.
Not being miserable, not doing things I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
You look at, like I used to work as a barman. You look around at people, and 50, 60 odd, and they look like they're on their deathbed, 80, 90 years of age. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the last place I ever
big no
want to
thank
be.
you. Yeah.
Ever want to, do you know what I mean? Like, I look at some people and they're 80 years of age, they don't look 65. That's class.
That's the
where
way.
I
Yeah.
be,
I've been recently going to the likes of the parks and that for workouts, going to like the push-up bars and the pull-up bars and that. Come across these 75-year-olds just out there doing bits, and like, lads, what's the secret? And I go, man, just go out there and move every day.
Exactly.
That's all it is. So to those who are just starting out on the fitness journey, does it get any easier as you go along, or how long does it take before it gets a bit easier?
It's people are diverse and people are unique. It does take, for different people, it's going to take longer to get really into the habit and the flow state of exercise. I think for me, it really took kind of a month or so to really see an impact physically and mentally. But for people, it might be seeing them, it might be their trousers getting looser, it might be them toning up, it might be them losing weight. People find as the motivation comes from different places. But do stick at it. It does get easier 100%. Don't give up after 2-3 weeks. You do have to see it out. Do you know what I mean? I think a month is a good time to gauge something.
Yeah, exactly. Stick with it for the first bit. It does get easier, definitely.
It's tough.
And I was going to say, shout out to your running club, 7-Eleven running club.
The 7-Eleven running club, yeah. Thanks for everyone to getting involved over the last while.
Yeah.
It's more motivation for myself and others. Like, if I've noticed it has helped over the time. It's helping other people. Yeah. And it does provide, and I'm learning as much as anyone. Do you know what I mean? This is all new to me as well.
Yeah.
I have friends who run at high levels, professional levels. My dad used to be a marathon runner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I do have the good advice, and like I'm researching a lot. I'm reading a book at the moment around running stuff. So
cool. So we'll tag that in the comments or in the description, and as long as well as if anyone wants to follow you, ASAP Pierce O'Brien on our pub on Instagram. Thank you very much, bro.
Very much,
I appreciate it, bro.
If you stuck around this long, I'm proud of you. You are one of the real ones. 7-Eleven Running Club, there, check it out on Instagram. Great for everything concerned for running. Also, the new logo, what do you make of it? Let me know in the comments. Top of the range, isn't it? One of the girls out my course did it. So yeah, thanks, that's it. And I will speak to you guys next week. See you later.